Hello everyone, my name is David Segura, and this is my entry for the App Empire contest that is being held by Chad Mureta on Tim Ferriss's blog, 4hourblog.com. So the idea that I have for an app is the following. A used car power search. Basically the equivalent of kayak.com, but for the used car market. And as many of you know, what Kayak and other websites do for travel or airfare is that they allow a user to search multiple websites at once, and then they display the results in a very easy to use or easy to view manner. So what would my app do? Well, very simply, it would allow users to search multiple inventory sources simultaneously. For example, Craigslist, eBay, AutoTraders, Cars.com, or any other websites that list cars for sale. And then it would allow the user to narrow those results down, sort them by any criteria, and do it all using a very beautifully simple interface. Now, how will this fill a void in the marketplace? Well, currently there is no app doing this, at least in the US that I know of. And I know that because recently when I was looking for a used car, I would find myself looking through different apps or different websites. And most of the time it was on my phone because that's when I had access to look for cars, whenever I had a spare moment. So after looking through so many different apps, I would lose track of where I had seen this car I had liked. So I looked for an app that would allow me to search all the different sites at once, but realized that there was none. And actually, as of today, if you run a search inside the App Store from your iPhone, you'll realize that the results for used cars or used car shopping or buy a used car or any similar terms actually yield only results like AutoTrader or Cars.com or Craigslist, but no aggregators of this type. So obviously there's an opportunity there. And then the convenience that this can provide any user is also very great. Why search through multiple sites or apps when you can do it only once? And then another factor to consider is the ease of use. Many of the apps that allow you to search for cars are just very hard to navigate or just not as beautiful as they could be on an Apple device. So, how would my app work? Well, I've created a few simple mock-ups to show what it would look like. And we would begin with a simple search box that would allow the user to type in the car they're looking for. Or it would also present them an option to select from a list if they want to be more specific. Now, once they reach the next screen, they would have the option to let the GPS determine their location to display results near them, or they could literally just type in their zip code and then go on to the next screen. So with just that information, the app would start pulling cars from different sources like Craigslist, eBay, AutoTrader, or any other website that we could pull cars from. Now they would obviously be able to edit this later, but for the ease of use, one of the features that I would love this app to have is to initially populate the search results based on the 80-20 rule of popular search criteria. For example, if you look closely enough, you could find that the majority of searches will have something in common. For example, just a certain year or price range. So instead of just throwing the data out in some random way, you could make it a little easier for the user and display something that they could actually start working with. And then obviously you would allow the user to narrow their results based on any number of factors or sort it based on year, mileage, price, etc. And then other features that this app could have would be, for example, the ability to display ranges, for example, a year range, a price range, the ability to save their search, or the ability to export or send to a friend, or to be able to click to call from within the app itself, which is very easy to implement. And then many other options could be added later, but this would be the basic foundation for the app to be working and useful for any user. Now, what kind of research have I done, and what is the potential for success for an app like this? Well, basically, the demand for this model of searching has been proven, and many industries have benefited from it. For example, airfare, hotels, car rental, real estate. And then more specifically, a demand for this type of app has actually been shown on the App Store. For example, in easy-to-use Craigslist Navigator, there are many apps out there that are offering this sort of feature, and they have actually flourished in the App Store. So just making the experience simpler for the user searching for anything has been proven to work. And then there's this great opportunity to make this work for the used car market. And then the other factor out there is the fact that there's very little competition at the moment for an app like this on the iPhone. Another factor that will also help is that the technology out there allows it, since there are actually websites doing something similar to this, but there are no apps doing this. So now the big question is, how will this make any money? Well, if you can get significant traffic or a high number of users on the app, you actually have a huge potential for ad revenue. And this doesn't have to be ugly or intrusive at all. Many other apps out there have proven that if you place ads strategically, they can actually be helpful for the customer, and they can actually create a lot of revenue. Now, for those out there that completely hate advertisements, there's also the possibility of upgrading to a paid version. And this free and premium model has also worked for many apps. But mainly I believe that if you can solve a problem and make it very easy for people to use your app, then I'm very confident there will be many different possible ways to make money from an app such as this. Well, thank you very much for watching. I welcome any thoughts any of you may have. And hopefully soon you'll be able to download this app from the App Store. Thank you very much.